August bank holiday, when it seems the whole world heads out for one last taste of summer, including thousands of enthusiasts making their way to the Isle of Wight Scooter Festival. But some of them don't have such a smooth ride. Emergency care practitioner Mark Ainsworth-Smith has just been called to a crash on the M3.
Obviously the potential on any motorway is always significant, so we'll be pushing up towards this job and trying to get there as quickly as we can.
But getting anywhere fast today is really difficult. Mark's having to drive along the hard shoulder.
You're seeing the traffic ahead is slowing almost to nothing now. Again, real caution now. There's two sets of sirens which for people driving their cars it's actually very difficult for them to differentiate between an ambulance and a car, so we're just up behind this ambulance, but really driving very cautiously indeed.
Mark finds 45-year-old Graham Chapman lying flat out in the road after coming off his Vespa. Thankfully, he's conscious and breathing. Emergency care assistant James Cooper is already there with the ambulance. They need to get Graham's helmet and mask off to see if he's injured his head, but they don't yet know if he has any spinal damage, so it's vital that he keeps his head and neck as straight as possible.
So we need you to keep very, very still. Okay. Now, are you happy to support the chin? And if we got the belt off, does it normally come off fairly easily? Yeah. Does it? Okay. All right. That's great. All right. You can get a hold, and what we can do is just gently tease. You all right? Right, we're just going to gently, just keep your head still. Definitely no pain in your neck at all. Good man, that's great. You still have control?
Yep, we've got it.
Good man.
Right.
Lovely, we're off there. Bit of damage to the front of it.
They quickly get him onto oxygen.
We're just going to pop that on there as well. We apply oxygen to any patient where we suspect major trauma. This gentleman had come off his motorcycle at probably 60 miles an hour, possibly slightly more than that. And because of that, we suspected that he may have significant injuries.
Lack of oxygen could cause serious damage to his major organs.
We obviously have cells that carry oxygen around the body. If those cells are depleted, so for example if somebody's bleeding, then they need all the help they can get from supplemental oxygen.
Because of the risk of spinal injuries, they need to immobilise Graham.
Right. So this collar's just going to go around your neck, okay, and keep it completely still.
Mark continues with all his checks.
Brilliant. Okay, so airway's okay, breathing's okay. Circulation, let's move on and pop a little line in. Sorry, mate, I know this T-shirt was sentimental.
Graham's complaining of excruciating pain in his right shoulder.
Are you able to feel that arm all right? The right arm, yeah. It was very obvious from the amount of pain that he had that he either had a fracture or a dislocation or possibly both affecting that right shoulder. And there are very, very vital nerves and blood vessels which run through the armpit, and there is a very, very serious risk with motorcyclists that they can actually disrupt these and cause permanent and very severe injury to themselves.
So for the moment they're going to leave Graham's arm extended.
So what we're going to do is we're going to get your pain under control first of all. All right, going to give you some morphine that will get rid of the pain, yeah, and then what we can do is start thinking about moving you around, okay, and just getting you onto a special spinal board.
The morphine should act quickly to relieve Graham's pain.
This is pretty pokey stuff. Most patients say that they feel quite warm all over. Sometimes it starts off in your feet and then works its way up, all right, so sometimes people say that's how it feels. How's your pain now? If it was 10 out of 10, which is like the most severe, how bad is it now out of 10? 6. Okay, do you want some more morphine before we move it? We can give you a bit more if you want it.
No, I think it's fine.
You think you're okay? All right, well, we'll obviously try and avoid twisting you at all.
Mark supports Graham's injured arm whilst he's rolled onto the scoop stretcher.
Ready to roll. Roll.
Ouch. All right, well done, well done, well done.
That's it, look at that. Ready to go back, ready to roll. Roll. Ooh.
Well done, mate. That's the worst bit, all right? Ready, steady, lift.
All right, well done, I think.
There you go, mate.
With Graham securely strapped onto the stretcher and the pain relief beginning to kick in, they can gently move his arm.
But this was only after we'd established that there was no neurovascular problem, so no problem with his blood supply or with the nerves in that arm. In fact, once his arm was returned to the normal position, he actually felt a lot more comfortable.
And we'll see how Graham got on a little later in the programme.